I'm really growing to the square image is growing on me. I love the fact that you can move it. I'm growing to love that.
Oh my gosh, that's simple to see and very explanatory. Many hours with this program. I can't tell enough people about how awesome this is.
We'll keep working.
No,
on
I'm
it
like,
as well.
thank you very much. Like, oh my gosh, this stuff is great.
I could recover like 6 gigs of storage on my laptop and remove DaVinci Resolve.
And I'm going to keep coming back on Thursdays because I keep learning stuff every time I show up.
Very successful. This thing is going to blow up.
I think I got turned to you by Matt Wolf because I love that dude. He's out there doing all kinds of AI stuff. I'm in. He says this works. I'm in.
Welcome to TimeBolt Office Hours on Thursday, August 15th, 2024. You're live with Doug, and it's Quinston's birthday today. He is not with us. He's with some of his friends. TJ and I would be with him if we were around in Pune, India. But since we're not, here we are today. We're here to answer questions, check your workflows, and generally just make sure that you get the best out of TimeBolt. Quinston is just turned 30 today. That's right.
I was going to say my son's 26.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not true. My son is 28. That's right.
Yeah, I think he was 26 when Quinston and I first started working together. He's 30 today.
Oh, the poor guy. Oh my God.
We'll keep it light and keep it loose today. I don't think we're going to get too many complicated questions.
I got a couple of workflows for you, but we could work with Sandra first.
How you doing, Sandra? Nice
Hey,
to see you
doing
again.
good, and you? Good to see you too.
Do you have a specific question or anything that we might be able to address today?
Yes, in regards to the question I sent you in an email, I really didn't understand your answer. I was working on a video doing my cuts, and then somebody sent me a question, and I wanted to do a screen recorded, and I didn't want to lose my work. You told me that I needed to save the JSON file, but how do I can I do the screen recorded, stop my work, do the screen recorded, and then go back to what I was?
That's a great question. It wasn't save your JSON file here. Let me show you how to do that, okay? And if you're in the middle of a project with TimeBolt and you want to send a video message to somebody or record a video, okay? You won't be able to send it through a link while it's in here, but you will be able to record a raw file, and obviously you won't be able to TimeBolt that until you didn't have a project. If we were talking and I just wanted to make I wanted to make a support ticket, right? About TimeBolt, I have TimeBolt open, start capture, do this on screen 2. You put that on screen 2. I would just do something like, if you just send it to a colleague, standard, quick, and small, put this, you got to make sure each time, if you change it from standard, quick, and small or high quality, make sure that your screen or your options stay the same. Okay, your audio input, simply start recording. Now you can give your presentation, do what you need to do. After you get done, all you're going to do is hit stop recording. I hit, this is an example, right? That would just be your video name. And now it says, are you sure you want to open the new file? I say cancel. Okay. When I say cancel, it's just going to be you just don't want to save it. You don't want to open that new file.
Okay.
I'm sorry that wasn't more clear. You were thinking I was saying something about saving it inside of saving the JSON.
Right.
What's interesting with this is when it comes to actually recording your video, you're on a Mac, correct? Do you ever, when you're recording videos, what type of videos are you starting to record with TimeBolt?
I'm not recording videos with TimeBolt other than when I need my editor to do something with a particular video. I just record what I want him to do, but I'm not recording let's say my YouTube videos with TimeBolt. I'm not doing that.
And that's quick video messaging type applications, right. The daily communications, stuff like that. Are you using the standard quick and small, or are you doing the high resolution videos?
I'm doing the standard quick and small. Nice.
That's exactly. And how's that working out for you? Is that
it's fine. The resolution is fine and it does the job.
Excellent. But obviously, if you would have pushed this in, it would have automatically opened inside TimeBolt, right? How are you sending videos to your designer? Like
I'm just uploading it to the cloud. I'm use Google Drive or whatever.
You don't have to do that. This is another hidden gem that I use all the time. That's absolutely incredible. What you're going to do is, instead of like now you have a video file, and I see what you're saying. If you don't already have a project open in TimeBolt, okay? Like if you have a project open in TimeBolt, you could save that project and then make a video message. But if you don't already have a project open in TimeBolt, this is a great place. I always activate turbo mode whenever I'm making quick video message. See this little bad boy right here? Export and upload to an unlisted link.
But you said in a previous topic that if you have a lifetime membership, you cannot do that.
Oh, do you have a lifetime membership?
Yeah.
Do you? Okay. That's interesting. I'll let Quinston know about that. Yeah, we're kind of in a conundrum with that because we don't really know. It's a cloud-based service, but I'll talk with him about that. Obviously, your lifetime members, we want you getting the most use out of this as possible. Maybe we can do something with a lifetime comes with like a year or something. of that enabled, which might be a smart thing for us to do. But
I
yeah,
think
this
that'd be very smart, Doug, because I also am a lifetime member, Sandra. I would appreciate it as well.
yeah,
Everybody wants it, dog.
yeah. That's why we built it. When people use it, and then you're like, we understand like where everything our competition does. Every time you use their platform, it's kind of puts you in an adverse relationship. This is about the only one. This is it for us as far as usage goes.
Let
But
me ask you about that cloud service. Okay, here, independent of the lifetime membership, of the monthly membership, if you have the monthly membership and you want to do that with every single video that you do, could you do that? Could your editor have the raw file and also the XML or not?
I don't know if I'm understanding the question.
Okay, so
Is this related to?
let's say I have a video, I recorded a video that is 25 minutes. I put it in TimeBolt, did my cuts, and did the XML, right? Can I use a link for my raw file, my 25-minute file, to be uploaded to that cloud, and also the XML, so my editor has both files on the cloud?
We don't have a way to package the file is already on your computer somewhere, and since you're just going down here and you're typing Final Cut Pro XML, we don't have like a cloud server where we host and store, allow you to host and store files and send them that way, right? Because you're talking about a whole lot of extra cost, and then you got pricing plans. Hell, I think if you look at like the script, I think they got like 4 or 5 different levels and layers of pricing plans.
Doug, that's where the Google Drive or OneDrive comes into play when you're doing collaboration like that. Or if your team is big enough where you could be using MS Teams or Slack or something like that, you can transfer files back and forth. But if you want to keep them in a package and keep them like per event, which is the way I do it, I just put it on my, we use Microsoft. I put it on my OneDrive, then I can share it with all the other collaborators in the company.
What is the suggested use of the cloud service here in TimeBolt?
What is the suggested use of? Well, it's not so much not like a cloud service storage. It's more along the lines of being able to send rapid video messages, right? It's the ability to send these, which you're not always having time to. This is just like an edge use case. This is like something that you would send your agency, your creative agency to, not so much about a time bolted file because you are in charge of that timing, but more along the lines of what's their video output? How did they design it? And then you've got some more things. You're like, hey, I want this kind of moved here. I don't want this here. It's a way to not have to explain it in a 5-paragraph email. Instead, open up your camera to take a look at it.
And then your editor can look at that once you use that feature. And how long does that stay there? Or do you have to delete it? Or
it stays up for 30 days. It's an unlisted link. That's just an unlisted link. And you could send these to prospects where they may not have the video up the whole time. What's kind of nice is, I love this, is that you can put this in the body of an email. You can share it when you send a link or copy it to like iMessage, a nice little GIF plays. You've seen people like put somebody's name up or hi or whatever the action is. People are more inclined to click when they can kind of see a quick preview of what's going on. It's not just some like bare link. That's really made just for really quick video communications. Like on Slack, you can drop in the raw file or the link itself. Again, like when you're doing the small and quick rendering, that's a small size file, the best visibility, even though. So now you understand how you can have a project open, capture your webcam and screen, and then just don't, when it prompts you sure you want to push this into TimeBolt, just say no, because you've already saved that raw file on your computer.
Okay, I understand that part. I'm really growing too. The square image is growing on me.
Is it?
Yeah. I love the fact that you can move it. It's very dynamic. I'm growing to love that.
Oh, it's interesting. I've been working on the Stitch video, and check this out. Let me show you how you might use something like this. This video that I'm working on, you can imagine if you've got a presentation that you have to give, or you've got comps in real estate. This is basically, I'm making a 4-part how to make a video teaser. Okay, a preview teaser entirely in TimeBolt. See, I could design these out and go full screen. And when I'm recording, I record with TimeBolt. I can talk. And that's what's the nice thing about the square, is that you can put it anywhere, right? And then when I switch scenes, I quit talking, I go to my next scene, and here I am right here on the screen giving a presentation. And this is a great way to present information. Here we go. Like, once again, I can fit this to any portion of the screen. It takes more planning up front, but you really get an opportunity to, once you capture video like this and you've got your design completely baked in, like editing is an afterthought. After you're done with the script, you literally are just cutting this thing up and it's good to go as is. You throw your turbo mode on it, maybe add your chapters. You're able to go down and see, like this one, I don't even have, like you can jump on and off the screen. And that's something you just can't do with a circle type design. I've been having a lot of fun making some videos. I think we're making a pretty good one here. That's how I'd recommend using Capture. Let me get out of this thing. If you are interested in using Capture for like I'm doing, I'm actually recording this video with it. I don't know if you've ever tried to capture screen audio, but I wanted to just go ahead and our system audio on a Mac. So if you don't have a Mac, this isn't going to apply. Just know that I'm using Screen Flick Loopback. I have these two connected as drift correction. The Screen Flick Loopback is known as my clock source. I put the drift correction on for each of those, and I create a multi-output device, which includes that and my speakers and my headphones. I'm able to go into TimeBolt, and when I hit record, I basically put this. I want to make sure that my system audio is set to multi-output device, and then when I select my audio input, this will be selected to final aggregate device. So now when I'm doing, let's see, final aggregate device. Now when I'm doing different presentations, I can capture the system audio as well.
That is if you have somebody else that you need to record the audio of.
It has to do with if let's say you're making a video and you've got this other video that you want to show on your screen that's like of the beautiful city town square or something like that. Well, if you didn't listen to system audio, the only audio you'd be catching is whatever's coming off your mic through the computer, right? It's going to sound amateurish. With system audio enabled, it'll just be like they're watching the video with you. It's capturing the system audio, not what's coming through your mic.
That is something I need to do because I noticed that in my collaborations with my editor, the audio of the video we're watching is very low. What setting do I need to? What's the title of the setting? I can find it on my own and you can continue with your.
Oh, no, that's right. System audio. It's called that's what you want to record, system audio from your Mac. What that is you're going to learn how to set up a final aggregate device and a multi-output device inside the Mac settings. Okay. And it's through it's called MIDI in Mac. You'll have to just look up how to record system audio.
Okay.
And it'll take you through. There's an actual plugin that you have to download called SoundFlick Loopback. It's called Loopback, and that will allow you to reroute your audio. It takes just a little bit to kind of learn how to do, but if that's why I was kind of just going through what the settings are. Once you download the files and that type of thing, I will be creating a blog post on this. I've really been throwing some complicated workflows at Stitch and Capture, just that our video, I can get a little bit more in depth about how to use these and create some in-depth tutorials as well.
Great, thank you.
Absolutely. Nice to see you again. Is there anything that I can help with in particular?
I'm kind of hoping so, because I got TimeBolt on my Windows computer. It works on my Chromebook, but my MacBook, I guess it did an update and it won't let me log back into TimeBolt without a license. And I don't even know how to find a license. I went to the Thrive cart and all the places and I'm like, now I can't believe I can't use my MacBook because I like editing on this better. I just don't take it everywhere.
Sure. There's just go to TimeBolt, support, forgot license key, cover license key tool. I think we actually also have that. Oh, here we go. Forgot license key. And all you do is just basically put in I have a few license keys, but it takes a second. But this is exactly how it'll actually send you your license key. If it doesn't have
cool.
And this is the thing, TimeBolt keys are allowed on up to 2 concurrent logins at a time. Once you have a third machine, it's going to kick everybody off and ask you to put in your license code again. 2 concurrent licenses, and you can put on 5 machines if you want, but if more than 2 concurrent logins are happening, it'll kick everybody off and ask you to put in your license key again.
Okay.
Even if that other computer's turned off.
I believe, I don't know.
There must be something that makes it hang on, but that makes sense. So if I undo somehow the Chromebook, because that one I use the least, then I should be able to come back to the MacBook.
Yeah, and I would just put your.
And then I tried using the phone too, because sometimes you're on the fly doing stuff, and I like the recording things. The iPhone and MacBook, they talk to each other, so I really like that.
Well, how are you trying to use the phone?
Oh, I use the phone like for editing, to do the recording thing.
To record, okay.
Because I like that TimeBolt has that feature to record, to do the quick stuff. They're not coming out real great yet. It's not like they're bad. I just don't know what I'm doing.
You're recording just a video on your phone and then sharing that file with your computer? Is that what?
TimeBolt, but on the phone, it's too small. I need it to go to something bigger.
The TimeBolt doesn't operate on your phone.
You
so
sure?
That's positive.
That's another program I got. It's probably
So,
podcast. I do various things, and
Yeah.
I get confused between which program's which.
So TimeBolt is the one that cuts down all your footage, right? It's
Now I learned about doing it first.
yeah.
I was doing it last.
You're doing check last. Yeah,
Mhm.
you want to get all your automations out of the way, and then that's kind of the key here. And then we'll get to TJ. This is what the process looks like. It literally is this: cut, enhance, export. Right? Like this is what you're going to do. You cut, all this stuff is automated right here. You're going to sculpt with SOB, and then you move to the enhancements, right? As you're going through and punching in, add markers, fast forward, chapters, turbo. You can loop audio, add transitions, and then what happens on exports. If you just kind of think of TimeBolt in those three stages, you'll
Yeah, that's beautiful by the way you have that. Oh my gosh, that's simple to see and very explanatory. Wow, I love that, by the way.
Thank you so much. I'm going to
Good.
get much better at communicating, like what's the process workflow look like before, like Stitch. That's a culmination of everything, right? That's something you do in the very last piece. Being able to get people up to speed, I think, is critical, and that's what we've been working on, and kind of why I've split this up. And the next video is going to go through more of a 1, 2, 3 steps that you don't have that kind of confusion. Because once you learn how to do it, there's nothing faster. That's the good news.
I've definitely saved many hours with this program. I can't tell enough people about how awesome this is. You guys blow my mind. Seriously.
Thank you very much. We'll keep working
No,
on it
I'm
as
like,
well.
thank you very much. Like, oh my gosh, this stuff is great.
Nice. And yeah, I think that's definitely going to go in the teaser of this video. You get good. I'm not going to get TJ's negative comments in there. We're going to focus on City's comments and Sandra's. Thank you.
No negative comments, just some enhancements I'd like to see. That's all.
Well, it's funny. Like if you look at I don't know if you looked at our reviews, we leave all reviews in there. I don't cherry pick them and stuff. You get people that love you and then people that absolutely hate you. I did an ad for attention deficit video disorder. Okay. Yep. Like the only way you do an ad, like we put a pill on, we solve attention deficit video disorder. We're the only company that's ever put a pill on social media through an ad, right? And I had no clue. There were all these, if you're not supporting the disabilities with attention deficit, you're an asshole. Really, people are like, you're an asshole, really bad stuff. And I'm just like, how do you think this ad even came about? Do you think somebody without ADD was just thinking to put a pill for TimeBolt? I guess you can't please everybody. TJ, what can we help you with today? Obviously, you found something with our chapter markers.
Can you let me share your screen? I'll show you. I'll show you two things that we got going on here. Pretty cool stuff. One of the things that I wanted to talk about and I mentioned to you in an email. If you look at the chapter marker here, for argument's sake, it starts at 7 minutes and 30 seconds. But when we look at it in the chapter marker file, it actually starts at 6 minutes and 12 seconds. And I think that has to do with all the cuts that were been removed. Because to be fair, it within DaVinci Resolve, it shows up exactly where it shows up. That's good. Well, I understand that part. So I think I answered my own question when I sent it to you at the beginning of the week. But the thing that I wanted to talk to you about is that how we talked about taking in this one timeline of 90 minutes worth of presentations, and we break it up into separate stories, if you will, separate MP4 files. You know how we talked with Quinston, how we could capture it from one marker to the next marker. That would be an MP4 file. Then from the start of the second marker to the third marker, that would be another MP4 file. Well, what I found is that I found a script that you can run inside DaVinci Resolve to take care of that for you. If you look over here at the delivery, you can set it up where you can grab the chapter markers and you can have multiple files for you by using this script that you can run in the DaVinci Resolve console. Now, the part that I would like to see with you guys is that we got these beautiful chapter markers, right? We got the chapter markers here. If I go into TimeBolt, I get the chapter marker, I put down competitive landscape, Datadog, voiceover, AI ops, Gen. I have all of them written down. I do all that within TimeBolt, and it's good. But what I'd like to see is that if we go over to DaVinci Resolve, DaVinci Resolve gives me the marker at the right time, but he doesn't give me a name. He just gives me the default name of marked, which is what DaVinci Resolve fills in. I'd like to see it filled in with the actual TimeBolt marker name that we did. Because what I can do at this point is by doing that, then using this script within the console of DaVinci Resolve, it'll create all those files for me with the correct names on them, the correct titles, if you will, from the chapter markers that I build out in TimeBolt. How we go to workspace and we go to script and we go to comp and we go. Is that all you're using DaVinci Resolve for right now, is to
take all your cuts and then using Resolve to split based on chapter marker to create like 6 different individual
Correct.
videos, and you're rendering them out,
Yep.
and they're by themselves, and the naming nomenclature of each file is based on the name of the chapter marker. Okay. Quinston liked that idea. I like that idea. It's almost like a deconstruction of it's the opposite of what Stitch is. It's the ability to go in and just break up a file based on different topic areas. But what we would have to understand is, okay, once you break a file up like that, now you got to give it all your export options, your turbos, right? Do you now offer this in XML? Do you offer it? Like, there's a whole different slew of things. I know that this is a cool feature that TimeBolt wants to work on and do, because just being able to deconstruct it based on chapters would be fantastic. They're shorts in and of themselves, and render it out with turbo mode and stuff like that applied.
DaVinci Resolve is, don't get me wrong, it's a great program and stuff, but it takes some horsepower. TimeBolt,
Yeah.
I can do, like, you've already converted me with the turbo mode, the intros, outros. I can do that with Stitch within TimeBolt and stuff. And if I can get this piece done within TimeBolt, guess what? I can recover like 6 gigs of storage on my laptop and remove DaVinci Resolve.
Absolutely. These project file sizes, they just get so huge, especially if you're on a laptop, right? You've got to be protective of how much resources and files, what these file sizes are. So there's nothing like just keeping it all going inside TimeBolt in one lightweight editor. So that's a good point. I'll bring that up with Quinston. If we can trade information through chapter markers with these other platforms and the process of breaking it up, we'll take a look at that. Thank you for those suggestions.
No, I appreciate it.
Absolutely. We had Jennifer join us. How you doing, Jennifer? Welcome to the group.
Hi, thank you. I just came here just wondering, how do I start with this program? Because I heard that it's really great at doing like video editing, and I have no prior experience. Like, could you take me like a simple walkthrough to the program?
The best way to learn how to use time, like can you explain to me what type of content you're making?
Just short video content for a startup. We just want to like learn how to use it so that we can effectively leverage the AI part and like cut the time that's needed to like edit these videos.
Okay. The advantage of TimeBolt is that we use sound detection, not AI transcription. We have a 20 times more accurate base cut. That's the hidden gem, and it's a lot faster. So people that are used to going in and editing transcripts and removing periods from, they're like, oh my God, that's so insane. You get front of words cut off, ends of words cut off. The advantage of TimeBolt, it just cuts that stuff out locally on your computer. And it's 136 maybe it's a 300 megabit size program. I think the last time I saw it, the script is at 26 gigs. And it went 26 gigs is the size of the script. And I think Adobe Premiere is only like 9, right? Like that was like big considered. That was large considered then. TimeBolt is extremely lightweight, fast. You're going to drop your file in. The best advice that I could give you as far as like what to do, okay, because there's really no way for me to say it any faster. Here, we have a YouTube. That's funny. Quinston's usually on here. It's his birthday today. That's why he's not with us today. But he's usually on here saying the same thing. You're not sharing your screen. We have no idea. Right here, Master TimeBolt Quick. Okay, this quick guide to watchable video. This is going to be TimeBolt. 10-minute video. I'll put it in chat.
My recommendation is to slow it down.
That's the thing. Slow it down, speed it up. What do you do, right? But this is going to take you through your automations and what to look out for. Hit pause. That's what the pause button's for as well. And this is there's lots of different things. When you're first downloading TimeBolt and using TimeBolt, you're going to have to see, is your audio file right? Is your audio coming through right? Is the file correct? Is it variable frame rate? There's a series of hurdles that once you understand how you're recording, you can just standardize, and it always works well with TimeBolt, and it'll just help all around with your workflow. I recommend going here for that. We also have these live office hours. This is what I would recommend if you would like get started with TimeBolt right here. This is probably, I could sit here and go through this for a half hour, but right here, this is exactly what I would be looking at, Jennifer. See this video right here? But here, Jennifer, I'll just go ahead and put this link inside the chat.
I have another question I remember. Is there any way to take a cut that you made from your video in TimeBolt and move it either backwards or forwards? Like take a chunk and move it.
That's the point of linear video editing. Order does matter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what TimeBolt is. It's the reason you can just hit a key and turn things on and off and do all that stuff. It's because order matters. You can't, if I had a segment, I couldn't just reverse the order of the content.
Actually, I've played around with that. And if you're taking, what did you call those things? one of your
Markers.
videos somewhere, or somebody did how to do shorts with TimeBolt. I cut up various things I rendered into the whatevers, and then I pulled out the things that I wanted. And I was actually able to bring something from the end that actually went more towards the middle and put it in, but they were separate files. So it was kind of, I had to stitch them together, but I pulled them apart in TimeBolt. Honestly, saved me an hours trying to figure out how to make it work. But yeah, you can actually do it, to be honest. I've done it. I've
No,
taken
you're
some.
right. That's very no, that's some advanced level stuff right there.
And
That's
I'm a new
no, that's great. What Celia's referring to is that like right now I can't change the order of whatever was said in here. Okay. But what I could do is go down and say, okay, I want to export, and you can do this with turbo mode applied. Like I'm going to just assume that you're going to use turbo mode. That's why, even though it adds an extra step, like it's just as simple. You all got the 3 dots, hit turbo mode 1.125x. What you're going to do is export clips to a folder. And then let's see, do select folder. And what this is going to do is it just went through and took those 3, okay, and these are in sequential order, starting with 001, 000, 1, 2, 3. Okay, those are 3 individual clips, and it rendered each clip as an MP4 that is like the cut that you want to keep. So now, if you could imagine, like if you export or something like that, you've got all your cuts separated into many little clips, okay, that are all in a folder. This is made so that you can then quickly copy and paste these
into your software, whether it is Adobe Premiere or
drop that into your software, or as Celia was saying, you could go now to Stitch. Like if this is what you want to do, like if you need to do this, right, with Stitch, you can now open up Stitch and drop your files in. Okay, so now I could reorder and bring one up to the front, export video, 4K, 30 frames per second, put it right in this clip example.
Well, that's pretty cool. Will that reduce the quality?
Not anything noticeable. I don't believe we're rendering a pretty high quality, especially like with Stitch on the export here. Like you can go up to 4K, 60 frames per second, right? That's a good quality stuff. If you wanted to do that, that's how you could reorder that.
Okay, and you can also do it with, that is a landscape videos. You can do vertical and landscape videos with the Stitch thing.
We also do vertical, right? To drop your phone in here, like, and it'll output as a vertical video. But if I wanted to see all these clips, if I wanted to change up the order or something inside, I wouldn't recommend it, but you can. That I'm just showing you how you can activate turbo mode, export clips to a folder.
What's the purpose of the
turbo mode? Is just, it increases your rate of speech. Who doesn't want to talk 12% faster, right? Like turbo mode, that just like, that's entirely unique to TimeBolt, again, because we're not time just doesn't disappear in between 2 sentences. You can fast forward. It won't change. It'll keep the pitch constant. You won't hear, like if you try and do turbo, if you try and put like 1.5 or 1.25x on YouTube, you sound like a chipmunk. The faster you go. First, with ours, the pitch doesn't change. You don't sound like a chipmunk. It actually comes out just like you're increasing your words per minute. I'm always talking, if I'm slowing down the videos that I make because that like are fully scripted, right? I'll put it on 1.08 instead of 0.125, but any other videos I'm at like 0.125, especially unscripted video content. Once that rendered, as you can see, it rendered all those clips output right here, right? So now you could go in, drop those into Stitch, reorder it if you want, and then output a new file, and it'll maintain its vertical stature. There is a way to do that for sure. Are there any additional questions? You think of anything else?
I'm great. I love you. I love your program.
Awesome.
You
Thank
guys
you.
are so awesome. And I'm going to keep coming back on Thursdays because I keep learning stuff every time I show up.
Yeah, please do. We love having you on and answering these questions and getting people onboarded and just really being a user of TimeBolt. Anywhere I would go, that's the thing. I'm not a snake oil salesman, right? I would use TimeBolt even if it wasn't my own software, because why would I spend more time doing something? That's the beautiful thing with this, is just once you kind of get over to that first little learning curve of like, does my file work? What the hell is this thing? And you get your settings, you're usually recording the exact same way each and every time. And whether you're doing vertical or wide video, I want to make videos that show TimeBolt, like how that just only use TimeBolt, like tutorials and these how-to. I just want to use TimeBolt to capture and do it all. It's not going to be it's not going to be the whiz bang of that you see on YouTube, but it's high quality watchable content that anybody could put together super fast. And that's kind of what the goal we'd like to fill. Because of course I can export to Final Cut Pro and add a bunch of extra effects and stuff like that. TimeBolt's built to do that as well, but I kind of like showing how anybody could get started doing this and make high quality video and not really have ever done it.
Yeah, the DaVinci and CapCut, that confuses the crap out of me. However, Canva, I can go throw all kinds of weird crap on it after I've done the TimeBolt, and you've made my life so awesome. I can't pray for you to be the most successful program on the planet enough.
Thank you. No, we could use all the extra prayers we can get. There you go.
I
Don't we all?
think you're going to be very successful. This thing is going to blow up.
Well, I
When
appreciate
people
it.
wake up and know it exists. I don't know what you got to do to let people know. Oh my gosh.
That's kind of the challenge that we face, is that when people used to look up, like in 2019, when people would try and do this by hand, they would say, oh my God, this takes forever. And they would have to think, hey, is there anything to automatically remove silences? And then they would look online and they would find TimeBolt because we're optimized a search engine. Well, come up to 2022, the first thing people think of is, well, how can AI supposed to do everything, right? Like that's the first thing that pops in your mind. You're like, well, how can AI do this? Well, the first thing you run into is Descript, and you've got every YouTuber saying, oh my God, press a button, and then three clicks, everything's done. You're lying. It's a lie. It's a straight up clickbait lie. And then I have to get on and tell them, like, who knows what they're getting paid? They've got $100 million, how much they're like, what their sponsorships are and all that stuff for these guys. But if you actually look at it, it takes a tremendous amount of time to then go back and fix all the just words cut off, and you have a bunch of dots in between sentences and moving that slider on around. I've went back to some of these guys and they're like, oh my God, I just edited 3 podcasts and the time it took me to do 1 in Descript. I had no idea at how much time I actually. And now there's this extra layer, like we have to get the disenfranchised AI users to say, we fulfill on that promise of AI, even though we're not AI, right? I think it's going to come down to some creative marketing and stuff like that. And certainly customers like yourself teaching us.
I think I got turned up to you by Matt Wolf, and then I saw y'all had a video with him, because I love that dude. He's out there doing all kinds of AI stuff. And he was like, oh man, you really got to check out TimeBolt. Okay, I trust this dude, because he's taken me down weird places that really work. When he said TimeBolt, I'm like, I'm in. It wasn't even a thought. I'm in. He says this works. I'm in.
The king of AI. I call him the king of AI. I mean, I did an interview. I did a one-on-one with him. This is probably like 3-4 years ago, that I actually have up on my channel. And this is like, and I admit he only had a couple thousand. I think he wasn't huge at that time. And within like a year or two, he totally exploded. And he is the king of AI. And it's so cool that the king of AI uses a non-AI tool for the front loading of his work. And then what's cool is like with TimeBolt is that once your timeline's cut up and all the superfluous crap is gone, all of a sudden it makes all these transcription editors and AI editors much more accurate. But now you're importing fully cut timelines, and now you're just kind of able to do clone your voice, do those types of things. But it's about having your x-axis done when you arrive into these NLEs. Thank you very much for your time. Sandra, I hope you come back and join us next week. And do you have any additional questions?
I think that's it. Thank you very much. I'm glad I joined today, and hopefully I'll be here next week.
Yes, please keep those questions coming. And that's it for TimeBolt Office Hours on Thursday, August 15th. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course the notification bell when we go live. And we're out of time. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
See y'all. Bye.